1 in every 3 people has a fatty liver, and you could be one of them. I sure hope not, but many people don't have any symptoms. This is like a silent killer that can lead to liver failure. I don't think we talk about liver enough. Liver is one of those magical organs that can actually regenerate itself. Even if it's cut to like 10% of its size, it can regrow up to 90%. How cool is that? However, it still has limits. Therefore, we really need to take care of the liver. Sometimes it needs our help in order to regenerate and to actually stay healthy. Now, most people have heard of fatty liver when it comes to alcoholism or morbid obesity, and that's not true. You can be skinny, you can look healthy, and still have a fatty liver. Fatty liver is basically when the liver is clogged with fat and it cannot function properly. And that's not the only reason to detox. There's many things that can happen to liver, obviously, and we want to make sure we have that organ safe and secure in our bodies. Some people say that, well, I don't need to do a detox because that's something our body naturally does. Yes, by design, we wouldn't have to do a detox. However, we're now living completely differently than humans have ever lived. So if you're someone who's regularly feeling sluggish and fatigued and like your energy is running on low all the time, but you feel like you're doing all the things right, you may need a detox. And here's the thing, if you do it right and if you do it gently, it won't harm you. Now, this is a perfect time to put a disclaimer. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not giving out medical advice. Now let's address some telltale signs when the body's screaming that you need a detox. And I'll share with you how to cleanse naturally and safely so that you don't do any further damage. First, let's start by addressing why is detox important nowadays. Like we mentioned, it's something that the body should do on its own. It's true. Kidneys, liver, skin even, they are meant to regenerate themselves. But today we live in a world that's bombarded with chemicals and pollutants from environmental toxins such as pollution, such as household chemicals, things in shampoos, conditioners, soaps, everywhere around us. Those are the things that have not been around forever until the last maybe 50 to 100 years. Next thing we're dealing with is processed foods and a ton of ingredients that are not natural to our body, that are actually harmful for our body. And again, those are the things that haven't been around but in the last 50 to 100 years. And then we have stress that doesn't stop, and we have lack of sleep for most people, which leads to a toxic overload. Once again, this is not new. We're supposed to sleep off 1/3 of our lives. And you know, this list can go on, but these 3 points are enough to show you that we really need to give our body space, safe space, where it can do its thing. It can detox, it can heal, it can do all the things that it's supposed to do in the right way. Now let's address those signs that your body needs a detox. Some of the signs would be fatigue and low energy. If we're running high on toxins, the body just cannot function properly, and it's using its energy to fight off things in our body instead of running efficiently. Brain fog and difficulty concentrating. Our brain is super sensitive to what's around us, what we see, what we hear, how much we sleep, what our stress level is, what did we eat. All of these things affect our brain. And when it's clogged with toxins and we don't detoxify properly in our whole body, it can lead to these malfunctions of the brain. Digestive issues such as bloating, constipation, gas. These things are very common and they've almost been normalized to say, oh, I just feel bloated all the time. No, that's your body telling you you may need a detox. If you have unexplained weight gain, or maybe you just cannot lose weight no matter what you're doing, you may need a detox because the body, once again, is fighting with all these toxins and is not ready to release the body fat because it doesn't feel safe. If you're having skin problems, this is a big one. Something like skin rashes, acne, dry skin, you may need a detox. Frequent headaches is another symptom because toxins can affect our nervous system. Bad breath and body odor, this is what a buildup of toxins can lead to because it has to come out some way. Even insomnia or poor sleep quality can be a sign that you need a detox because toxin buildup disrupts hormonal balance and sleep pattern. Now, obviously, the signs of the body of needing a detox can be much more than that, but I think we just named quite a few that people have normalized and just think like their normal thing every day to be bloated, to feel tired. They assign it to age. Oh, I'm 30, oh, I'm 40, oh, I'm 50. They have hormonal imbalance and they just don't know what's going on. Let's talk about how to detox naturally and create that safe environment for your body to do what it needs to do, to cleanse so that it can run optimally. And most of these you can incorporate in your daily life. This is not something you have to stop what you're doing and stop your whole life and do a few days of detox. No, these are simple things that you can implement every day to help your liver, your skin, your body detoxify. One of the big things is hydration. Most people don't hydrate properly, and most people don't hydrate at all. I would estimate that 80 to 90% of people are walking around dehydrated. Now, water helps flush out the toxins. We also want to add a pinch of real sea salt in that water so we have the right electrolytes, the right minerals for our body. This is not any sea salt. This should be real sea salt or real Himalayan salt, not just colored salt. And I'll leave the link in the description to the one that I've been using. That's a Celtic sea salt that's real. The next thing you can do is eat more whole foods. There's this whole split of whether they should be organic or not. If you're on a budget and you just cannot spend everything on organic, one, you can look up local farms and people who are selling food locally. Two, you can look up the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. Every year, EWG.org, which is an organization that helps you find out what's actually healthy and what's not, comes up with a list of Clean 15, which are non-organic foods that have the least pesticides and that are fine bought conventional, and the Dirty Dozen, which should always be organic. I'll leave the links in the description for 2024, but every year they have an update just in case it has changed. Another thing you can do is get powdered greens. Again, I'll leave the link in the description to the one I use. That way I give it to my kid and to myself every day in a smoothie to make sure we get a little bit of everything, even in a powder form, so that over time we have those nutrients. And with that said, you want to look at the quality of your meat. Once again, go local if you can. Butcher's Block, I believe, is another company that brings it to your door. And you always want to look for grass-fed, but ideally you can actually go to a farm. There are plenty locally. This will take 5 to 10 minutes of your time to research, to find out where they are. But the quality difference in meat when the animal was treated right and you know where it comes from and coming from a store, it's like day and night. And maybe be creative. See what you can do on your own. I have a client who has a little area behind her house and she's not too close to other homes where she got her own chickens. Now she's got eggs daily that she can feed her kids, and it's a great fun thing to do. Another thing that you can do every day in your life is focus on liver supporting foods. Those are cruciferous vegetables such as broccoli, cauliflower, bok choy. You want to incorporate more garlic into your nutrition. Now, ideally, the garlic is the kind that when you look on the back side of it, it's starting to grow and it looks kind of alive, where it's kind of hard to find, to be honest with you. Most of these that I find are kind of like dead on the other side. So you want to make sure that you are looking for quality garlic. Once again, if you go local, chances are you may find it, but any garlic will do in the meantime. Turmeric is a spice I swear by. We don't cook anything unless we put salt, pepper, and turmeric. Now, turmeric is fantastic. It's got something called curcumin in it, which helps lower inflammation in our body. Now, for curcumin to be released, we need to combine turmeric with black pepper. So whenever you use turmeric, just get used to using black pepper at the same time. Another fun thing to do is incorporate more lemons. Lemons are detoxifying and they help liver detoxify. So remember that hydration we talked about, where you get a maybe pinch of salt and you drink plenty of water, add a lemon in there, drink that first thing in the morning, and it will do your body good. I told you it's very simple. Another powerful thing that people don't think about when it comes to detoxifying is fiber. You want to eat more fiber. Now, if you don't know how much you're eating, you may want to track it for a minute just to see how much you're eating. But generally, we want to slowly add more and more and get to about 35 to even 45 grams a day. If you're not eating nearly as much, you don't want to just jump to that because it will create kind of bloating and gas and uncomfortable situations that we ideally want to avoid. But fiber binds to toxins in the body and helps flush them out, because fiber is technically a carbohydrate, but we don't digest it. So it goes through us and it picks up the bad stuff along the way. The easiest way to incorporate fiber is obviously to eat more veggies, which we already mentioned, but also chia is one of the simplest ways I find to add to smoothies or yogurt and things like that, because it won't really change the taste of the food you're eating. It absorbs a bit of water if you put in some kind of water. So you can make a chia pudding and the lemon in there and a little bit of sea salt and some berries, and you got yourself yourself an amazing treat. Another really powerful thing that I find that people are talking about a little bit more nowadays is sweating. That's through exercise and or sauna. Ideally, both. Ideally, you're exercising and going to infrared sauna, but not everybody has access to it. However, sweating daily would be amazing for your body. You would be surprised how many toxins we eliminate through sweating. So if you're someone who is like, oh, I don't like sweating. I remember when I had a fitness studio, ladies would come in and say that. I'm like, we kind of got to get over that, okay? So yes, it's uncomfortable to maybe start sweating at first, but when you sweat really good, when you had that really great workout, or you come out of 10, 15 minutes in sauna, it feels outstanding. This goes hand in hand with hydration because you just did something to dehydrate yourself. So you need to replenish on that water. Another thing that you can do for your body is getting enough sleep. I think I mentioned this probably in every one of my videos. And I have to mention it so much because we live in this culture that tells you sleep less, work more, where we really need our sleep. Sleep is crucial for overall body's repair and detox processes. You just can't get away without sleep. Another thing that's amazing for your lymphatic system and detox is Fascia Blaster. If you've never heard of it, I'll leave the link in the description, but it's a fantastic way that you can use all over your body to detoxify. It relaxes your muscles, you can lose cellulite. If you use it regularly, this is not going to last forever, and it works with your fascia to release all the toxins that have been stored inside. There's plenty of videos on how to use it, but I use it after every shower. Before I even dry my skin, I put some coconut oil on my body, and then I start from my neck and I go all the way down to my feet. And I swear it feels amazing. It feels like I just did a workout or something. This is where the game really changed for me, where I really noticed a huge difference when I started using this regularly. Keyword regularly. Obviously, if you don't want to get a fascia blaster, or you are someone who prefers massages, if you can afford so, go ahead and get a massage at least once a week, ideally, for a full detox, which again makes sure you get hydrated afterwards, and you see how this all goes together. And lastly, there are herbal teas and supplements that you can take to really help detoxify. Now, I like to use a prebiotic and a probiotic, but I also like to drink dandelion root tea, for example. That's fantastic for liver detox. Now, it is a diuretic, so remember, make sure to stay hydrated. Okay, you got it. Milk thistle is another natural way. It comes as a supplement, but again, you can find it as a tea as well. And then prebiotics and probiotics work really well with gut health, which again helps detoxify, because prebiotics are the little fibers, foods that feed the healthy gut bacteria. Probiotics are little bacteria, microorganisms that need to come into your gut and make that a home for themselves. So things like kombucha, kefir, kimchi, sourdough, miso, tempeh. Am I forgetting any others? Those are some of the things you can incorporate easily into your daily life so that your gut, your body, your liver, your skin, your kidneys, everything becomes happier. If you're someone who needs more guidance to how to do this, more accountability, more questions to be answered, I'll leave a link in the description. You can always book a coaching call with me where I'll guide you through it every step of the way. Otherwise, leave me a comment below and let me know exactly which one or two you're starting with so I can hold you accountable like this.